Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Wednesday.
Hi, y'all.
So it's just going to be me and Stacy tonight. Kim's husband's birthday is tonight, so they're celebrating and living it up, and we just want to wish him a very happy birthday. And we know Kim is spoiling you rotten because that's how she is. How's everyone doing?
We've made it halfway through this week.
It feels like this week. I feel like I'm on Friday already, and it's only Wednesday. And I said this last week, but I guess since I've only really slept for 20 minutes since I woke up yesterday at 12 p.m., yeah, it's been a while. It's been over 24 hours.
See, I'm like, by 9 p.m., I'm already like, okay, I should have already been laying down so that way I could be ready to fall asleep. Like, I could go to sleep so early every night.
Oh my gosh. I had 5 cups of coffee and a latte, and I mean, that works, I guess. I mean, then you had my ADHD on top of it. So, I mean, I drove 9 hours, and the other 2.5 my boyfriend drove. So it worked out, you know? We made it.
See, I can drink an entire pot of coffee and then go take a nap. It does nothing to me. I just like the taste of it.
Yeah, usually coffee, I can have a cup of coffee and go to bed too. So I was surprised it actually did its job. And I think once like it hit 5 o'clock in the morning and the sun was coming up, it just felt like the road was easier to look at, put it that way.
Plus, you're like super excited because you're going on a trip.
Yes.
So you have some like adrenaline going there too, because you're like, I'm going to get to see my family. I'm going to be, it's just fun to get away in general.
And the smoking helped. So we had like a blunt every other hour, and it took like 40 minutes to smoke it. So it worked out very well, and that kept me awake. So,
So let's see. Hey, that girl, and Emmy, and Josh, and Shermar. And y'all, she has the cutest little guinea pig channel.
Oh,
if you guys have not ever checked it out,
I have to check it out. I haven't checked it out yet. Hey, Latchkey.
Like, I didn't even know that I liked guinea pigs.
I think they're the cutest things in the world, so I definitely will have to check out that channel, and we will definitely link it in our description below for everybody once the video is over. So if you're watching this on the replay, it'll be in the description for you. And if not, just come back, 5 minutes after the video ends, and it'll be there for you. How is everyone doing? How's everyone else's week going so far? How's your week going? Because you have a normal week this week, Stace.
Well, I have a normal week every week, but I still find a lot to bitch about. How's yours going?
It's good. I'm happy to see my family, and I'm happy to be in this amazing Airbnb, which I will be taking a video for everybody to see. It's amazing. And I cannot wait to take a bath with those jets blowing on my back. With my unicorn bath bomb. I can't wait.
I would probably already be in there. They'd be like, Stacy, don't you know we're supposed to be rehearsing for the wedding? And I'm like, FaceTime me. I'm in the jacuzzi tub.
I almost was going to do the rant from there tonight. Not going to lie.
Would not have touched you at all.
I mean, there's a perfect ledge for the laptop, perfect ledge for the mic. And, it wouldn't have mattered. You guys wouldn't have known. I mean, I could have turned the camera on. Then you guys could see everything. But for the most part,
would have had no judgment there.
I would have been loving it. I don't think I would have had a rant in the world. But, it's Wednesday. We got to rant about something, get those rants out. So that way we feel better and we can continue the rest of this week and hopefully have some peace, a little bit of peace.
Well, I've got a small little mini rant. I guess I can go ahead and get us started off.
What's it about?
And this is such a first world problem, like all of my rants, I'm aware. So my mother and I went out on our lunch break the other day, and we had to run into Target to grab something.
Okay.
So let me start this off by saying, yes, your children are cute. And children are the future and everything. I get it. However, your 4-year-old does not need to be pushing the cart because it's cute. It's my lunch break, and I have a very limited time to get down the damn aisle, and that's not cute. Your 4-year-old should not be taking up the entire aisle while you're not even looking, because in a game of chicken between your 4-year-old and me, I feel like I'm going to win every time.
Yeah, I would say so. It
was like every aisle. It wasn't like it was one person I kept running into. I'm like they weren't even looking at their kids. Their kids were just running around everywhere, and you couldn't get down the aisle. And it's like they're oblivious.
I hate to say it, but when I was their age, I know one of the big things is like Disney World's huge. And I was 4, and my parents, I had a harness, a leash thing. Now they have these cute backpacks with the leash for the kids. I had a harness with a leash. So yes, I was like a dog in Disney World. But sometimes it helps.
We totally bought my niece a harness for when we take her to the zoo. As you've seen the pictures, we like to take her to the zoo a lot.
Yes.
And I've got her one that she wears it looks like a little backpack with butterfly wings, and it attaches to the backpack.
Exactly. They're so cute nowadays. I didn't have that. I wish I did, but I didn't have that. It helps. It helps for parents. And people will be like, well, it's like putting a leash on a child. You know what? At least you know where your child is. You know that they're only going so far. It's not one of those dog, leashes where the thing keeps going and the dog keeps going until you press a button to make it stop.
Well, and let's be honest here. Toddler knees are in much better condition than mine or my mother's.
That is true.
So she can beat me in a race.
How do you just not watch what your child is doing? I get it. Like children run away sometimes and you take your eye off for just a second and the whole house will be destroyed. I get that. So
we had a message deleted by the Google moderator team, and it was a message from our moderator.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
Is that going to have to be a rant really quickly in between the rant? Like, geez.
Why, Google? What did they say that was so bad?
Snoop, what were you doing?
What were you saying, Snoop? What did you say that was so bad that Google had to delete this? Because I can't see it right now.
Yeah, I can't even, no, it won't even tell me what it did say.
Oh my gosh. Stupid Google.
It just says message deleted by the Google moderator team.
I'll never tell.
I'll watch.
Now I want to know. And we were just ranting. Oh, it was the Twitter link. Come on, Google. Really? And we were just giving props to Google the other day. And that's actually one of our fellow Discorders, their rant of the night. We were, not very impressed with Apple. So Apple is getting rid of apps and other things from their iOS. The PAX app was removed, which was for a device made for the cartridges for marijuana. And the app controls how much of a hit you allow, if the cartridge is running low, and many other things. But they banned also the Not Safe for Work, NSFW, on Discord app, along with other things too. Apple is just not having it at all. Well, Knuckles' rant was, you know how much you charge for your shit? All you need to do is elaborate on something called parental controls. Who paid for this phone? Not a rich mommy and daddy. I made the choice to buy this, and honestly, kind of need a new phone soon. And I love the privacy and safety of iPhones, but about to say F Apple because I don't like being told what I can and can't do as a effing adult.
See, I was
Again,
going to
parental
say
controls.
his first mistake was he bought an Apple.
That's, yeah. But then, Google does things like this where it's like, what the heck? But no, Apple's is going out there and I don't really understand it either. You pay so much money for an Apple phone and Apple's telling you what you can't download for an app.
I mean, it does sound really, really silly because I want to say when you first set up my new phone, it asked you if you wanted to turn on like parental controls. Is that not something Apple could do?
I'm pretty sure they do. So what's going on is Apple is removing certain apps from their app store that are more adult friendly. So like the Discord app, if we have the Not Safe for Work room, which is a NSFW room.
Right, I understand
You
that. What
can't see it.
I was saying, like, it is silly. You could set your phone to do that for you. You don't need Apple to determine that everybody needs to be under the same umbrella.
And then another app that they are getting rid of is the PAX app. So it's, how like the Juul, it's an e-cig device. Well, the PAX is a e-device that you put the cartridges that you buy for them in. And with that cartridge from the app on your phone, you can control how much of a hit you're going to take, see how low the cartridge is. You can change the heat settings. You can do a lot with this. And it's something now with, medical marijuana and now recreational marijuana starting to become legal in lots of states. Congratulations, Virginia. I mean, that is something people use. I have the PAX device. I use the app when I'm using the device. I mean, I haven't bought a cartridge in a long time for it, but it is something I use. Thank God I have Android. That's what I have to say there. I mean, it's not their decision to just decide what they can't put out. And I don't get it. And I mean, I understand. I know with like my biggest thing when I changed over from a Microsoft phone to Android was that you can get any app. Like if Stacy wanted to make an app and put it out there on the Android market, anyone here could buy it right now or download it right now. Where like Microsoft, you had to have certain requirements, certain restrictions. They reviewed it. They did a lot of stuff before that app was ever let in their store. And that's why I liked my Microsoft phone. I knew I wasn't going to download an app that might be a virus or something maybe that shouldn't be on my phone. Like, I don't understand why Apple, though, is doing that, like restricting apps. Like you said, your phone, there's an option on Windows phones that you can set to the parental controls. Why restrict apps?
And it just doesn't seem like a way to, because I mean, it is their prerogative to do. Obviously, they're a privately owned company, restrict away. But it just seems like that would also turn away consumers.
Exactly.
Because I don't know very many children when I was growing up that could go buy our own iPhones.
Yeah, right? Yeah,
because
Apple is
I'm a 35-year-old woman almost, and I would have to like budget that in to just walk out the door to go pay cash for a brand new iPhone right now.
Oh my God, they're expensive. But yes, Josh, Apple is just controlling everything. They charge you for everything. And Dave, who is currently sleeping, he was going to join us. He might wake up. You never know. He did stay up with me for at least 9 hours because he was up the whole time I drove. He has just got a new car. It's a Nissan, and he can't connect his phone because the Nissans are with Apple. So if you don't have an Apple phone, you can't do the apps and things on this expensive car that you just bought for yourself. Of course, you can Bluetooth, from the speakers to your phone. You can at least do that. But all the cool apps and functions that come with the car, if you don't have an Apple product phone, you can't use it. It sucks. They already make things difficult already.
See, I can't say that about my new little Hyundai, is that it's compatible with Apple or Android.
Okay, that's good. That's
so
a good
all my
thing.
little things work.
Yeah, it does not sound like a sell at all for Apple. Apple is the devil, in my opinion. I've never been an Apple user. I don't know how to use an iPhone. I don't intend to learn how to use one anytime soon. The only Apple products I ever owned was the iShuffle, which was the clip shuffle that you clipped on and had just like the circle to play, the pause, the skips. And then I did have what are those? iPods. I had a couple iPods, but that was to put music on and listen, and that was about it.
See, I didn't even have a real iPod. I had like the Philips MP3 player or something.
Now, like for Android, you can get an app. If say you wanted the Apple Watch, you can get an app to be able to use the Apple Watch on your Android phone. But with Apple, if you wanted the Samsung watch, you would not be able to get that for your Apple phone. They don't make the app, and they don't want it converted at all.
It is compatible in the newer phones.
It is. Okay.
Yes.
So just like the older ones. So you have to pay like, $4,000 for a new phone.
Like it's got to be, I can't remember what generation it is because their names for their products are so weird and I've never really paid attention, but it's past a certain age. They can do the Samsung watches now, but some features may not work correctly. It does state.
Oh gosh. I mean, that was the one thing I hated with the iPod was once they kept changing their iOS system, certain apps didn't work. And I didn't want to get a new iPod. My iPod worked just fine. But I couldn't update it because that iPod didn't support that iOS system. And it was like, so I can't use any of the apps. So it was pointless to even own at that point. And then, things came out and technology expanded and there was no need for me to have the iPod anymore.
Yeah, my biggest peeve about the new phones and everything is that they've gotten rid of the auxiliary.
Yes.
Because
why?
Now I just have to own a bunch of freaking wireless headphones because I suck at charging shit.
But why? I don't understand that. So Dave has the Google Pixel 2 and he doesn't have the auxiliary plug-in. And I, yes, still use a cassette in my Jeep. So I have the cassette thing that you plug into the cassette player and you plug it into your phone and it plays the music from your phone. It works great. And I'm not changing it anytime soon. But he doesn't have the auxiliary plug-in, so we couldn't listen to anything on his phone. I don't understand why. I mean, some people don't want wireless headphones. That is their prerogative.
And see, my new S21 doesn't have.
No, I'm sorry. That's going to be a big thing when I go get a phone. I need that auxiliary plug-in. Sorry.
I seriously have a pair that I keep at work. I have a pair in my purse. I have a pair at my desk. I have wireless headphones everywhere because I'm I don't want to be stuck at work and not be able to listen to my phone.
Yeah, I get it. I have 4 pairs of wireless headphones myself. And I will give Apple that. I love that they have these awesome ear pods, whatever they're called. I love that style because I have a pair of JBLs, and the cushions that support like your little ear. Well, my ear apparently doesn't like them, and they push them out because they're like plastic. Where the Apple ones or knockoff brands like the Apple ones, they're just plastic in your ear and it works. It fits much better than having that rubbery plastic pushing out of your ear and you dropping the earbud and it goes missing forever. Like,
Emmy, I absolutely love my wireless speakers now. I did not like them at first, but then Preston got me one of those Nest, like little smart things for your house.
oh yes.
And I can just be like cooking dinner and tell it to play a song, and it will just keep playing songs that sound like that song while I'm cooking. And I can pause it halfway through and ask it for a recipe if I forgot, and it'll read it off to me. Like, I love it now. I don't know how I ever did it without it.
Who makes that? Google?
Yes.
Because I have the Google Home, which is similar.
Yeah, I have the Nest, and I love it.
Yeah, because I was going to say the Google Home is like just the speaker itself, where you can say, give me the recipe for this, put a timer on, play this song. The Nest, I think, does that one have the monitor?
No, mine's just a little speaker. It's just called the Nest now. I think they just changed the name.
Oh, okay. So we have, and then you can, what is it called? Cast to your TV.
Yeah, and you can make phone calls with it.
Yes, I love it. I do. I love my Google Home. Except when they make Google Home commercials and they say, hey, Google, and then it's like 3:00 in the morning because I can't sleep without the TV on, and your Google Home starts going off because the commercial spoke.
See, the Nest does it. You have to have your voice. It has to recognize your voice to come on. I will give it that.
That's a little better. I'll give it. Yeah, that's good. That's a good thing right there.
Because it makes my husband so frustrated because he'll be like, change this song. I don't like it. And I'm like, nope. Because I have not set up his voice to the Nest.
Well, Apple's going to be losing out on a bunch of business, in my opinion. I mean, Apple will always be Apple, and they will always have their customers and their loyal followers. But the more they keep banning apps and doing things that people don't like, they're going to be losing customers.
Yes. Hey, that Amber chick.
Hey, another rant from our Discord was from actually last week. I forgot to read this rant. It was from Snoop. Snoop said, I don't understand adults, in quotes, who can't read the room. Understand the energy or lack of energy in said room. And if you have said, that's crazy, twice, then wrap it the hell up. I'm not interested in your banter. Rant concluded for now.
Oh, I think I responded to her rant, and it was funny.
Yes, I believe you did. I agree. Like, some people just can't take a hint. That's more what it is. Or some people just really like to talk, and I mean, some people have patience, some don't. That's just who you are as a person. But I do understand. Sometimes it's like, all right, come on.
Oh, okay, I found it. Yes, I replied, see also, that's wild. If I say that's wild more than once, we're done.
Yeah. I'm with you. Hey, time lady. She said, my name is Sherry, and I've had so many times where someone with an iPhone greets me or calls my attention with, hey, Sherry, not Siri, not you. Just like the Alexa, when people's name, I know you can change the Alexa's name, because I had a friend named Alexa, and I was wondering, like, I wonder if she would ever get it, and like, if they would always say, like, "Hey Alexa," she be thinking like they're talking to her or the actual device? Probably the device. If you knew her, they'd probably be talking to the device.
I got to step away for 1 second. I'll be right back.
Not a problem. So those were our 2 rants from Discord. So one of my rants of the night is, as you all know, I did a nice 12-hour drive to North Carolina for my brother's wedding this weekend. And even though I haven't slept, I'm still here and functioning, and my mind isn't blown up yet. But on the way down, we took the Tappan Street Bridge. We went through like Jersey, Maryland, Pennsylvania for very shortly, West Virginia, Virginia. And there's a lot of truckers on those roads, which is fine. Truckers, I believe, know how to drive better than most normal people because they get tested. They can lose their CDL. They like to use their blinker majority of the time, unlike other people. But when you have a truck driver or a few of them that, all of a sudden you go by him because he's going slow, and next thing you know, he's up your butt. He goes around you to then get in front of you to slam on the brakes, and then swerving, and you're like, oh my God, I gotta get away from this guy. He's swerving. What is he tired? Because I'm not tired, but he must be tired. Like, it scares people, especially on like highways where there are just 2 lanes. Like, it gets tight. One guy, they were doing construction, and it was a 15-mile-an-hour zone, and I was already doing 70 in this area. It was just a bunch of cones. There wasn't actual construction going on. And he just kept passing me and then getting over and slamming on his brakes. And then I would pass him, and I would get over because I like to be in the right lane. I don't like staying in the left lane. There's no need. And it just was like endless, to the point that I just did like 90 for a good 3 minutes. So that way he was far behind me and I didn't have to deal with him. I just don't understand why people drive like that. And it's like early in the morning, like it's already hard enough, and you're making it harder, like by blinding me with your headlights in my rearview mirror. Like, I don't know, maybe they take it as a competition. I don't know, but I got over it. Thank God 5 a.m. came faster than it did, because I was tired of truck drivers blinding me and trying to go around me and making it a competition. I'll tell you that.
Well, and like, a lot of the times when I'm driving to work in the morning during go to work traffic, most of your wrecks will be caused because somebody on the road was treating it like it's a competition. They'll see somebody's blinker come on, and as soon as they see it, they floor it. And it makes no sense, because you're like, one, what makes you think they're going the same place you are?
Exactly.
2, how quick are you going to get there if you have a freaking car accident and you have to wait for the cops to get there, take your report, hope your car's drivable? If not, you got to wait for the tow. I mean, what are you going to
get you there any faster. Maybe a minute. You might like shave off a minute to 2 minutes, but you're really not saving much time by driving like a moron. You really aren't.
No, you're just being an asshole.
Yes, and it is totally bully driving. That is exactly it. I mean, yes, they also sleep drive. But the thing with the route that we took, I also noticed, I don't know if it's just my state, but on the breakdown lane, a truck driver can pull over anytime and just sleep right then and there. And I thought that was good. That's a good thing for them. But that's not allowed in my state. You never see a truck driver pulled over in the breakdown lane unless like he's actually broken down. And these trucks were, pulled over and sleeping, which is a good thing. I just never seen that many trucks before in breakdown lanes. Like, I was like, wow, like this is different.
So
It's
yeah, we don't
different.
have breakdown lanes, so
Not even on the highways.
no.
What? What
Yeah,
happens if your tire pops and you need to change it?
you pull it off into the ditch and just change your tire.
Oh gosh, yeah, that's harder. How you gonna jack the car up in a ditch?
So like if you're on a big highway, there might be a shoulder, but
Yeah. I
yeah,
just
we don't have breakdown lanes. Like it kills me to hear that.
wow. Yeah, no, they're big breakdown lanes too. They're enough that it's giving those tractor trailers plenty of room to pull over and then some. And
Now, like
it
we
freaks
have
you
these
out too.
little areas where if your brakes go out for truckers on
The
big hills,
runaway ramps.
yeah, but you ain't
Yeah.
supposed to get on that because I hear that it will like total your vehicle out.
Yes, especially where in North Carolina they have a lot of these where because we're in the Blue Ridge Parkway, the Appalachian Mountains, and they have a lot of those. And I could tell one of the ones we passed, you could tell a truck went up this runaway ramp, and it didn't look like it ended pretty. Some of these ones have like little, I call them jumps. Like if I had a BMX bike or a quad or a dirt bike and I was riding the runaway ramps, that would be cool because it's literally like jump after jump after jump after jump. But if you're going that fast to go up that because you lost your brakes, your car is easily going to flip over, or truck or trailer, whatever you're driving. I don't understand them.
And it has like this weird, like quicksandy type sand that they put it.
Yes. Oh
Because
my,
when I was a kid, I thought it looked fun. I
that's
didn't know
what I
what it was really
mean.
for, but I was like, that looks like it would be fun.
Yeah, take my dirt bike or quad over them. That would be a lot of fun. I would totally do that. I mean, I get it. Like they have air brakes and the brakes can lock up or not work, and it's great having these. But it's like how if you're on a mountain, they're good to have because you don't want to go the opposite way off the mountain. You'd rather get into an accident going up one of those ramps than you would going off the side of a mountain. I get that. There's got to be a better way or something built to make them stop easier.
My thing is that I couldn't imagine driving something that big, and I don't envy truck drivers in the slightest,
Nope, me either. Nope.
especially in like bad weather and stuff. Like, and they're still just trying to like truck along, and there's ice on the ground. Like, good on you. I'd be retiring really, really early, like my first
Me
winter.
too. You ever
Like,
watch the Ice Road Truckers?
yeah, and it gives me anxiety every time. Like, because Preston likes to watch stuff like that, and I
Oh,
would
I
walk
love
in the
that
room,
show.
and I'm like, I can't. Even though that it did nothing happen, because if something happens like bad on one of those shows, it makes the news before the show ever airs.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
nothing bad happens, but I'll watch it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta get out of here. I can't see it.
Yeah. Those are some crazy shows. They drive their 18 wheelers on ice that sometimes like a couple inches thick. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, no. I
And
wouldn't be
yes,
able
new
to
people cut
do
them
truck
off like they
driving.
can't, like they can stop just as quickly as we can.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no. I mean, believe me, like you said, I would never be able to drive a truck that big. I can barely drive my Jeep and feel like I'm not a wide load and, too close here, too close there type of feeling. So
I
I
got a
can't
little bitty car,
imagine.
and she tells me whenever somebody's next to me and I can't merge.
That's got to be annoying.
I couldn't imagine having to drive a big old truck without her help.
So like a car goes by you, it beeps?
No, if I turn on my blinker
Oh, okay.
and there's a car beside me, it lets me know that there's a car beside me.
Okay, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. So I'm thinking every car that goes by you, it beeps. Like, oh my God, that's a lot then.
No, if you actually use your indicator, like most people in my state don't.
Okay.
That's one of
You
my
have
biggest.
emergency lanes for regular care. That's good. That's a good thing.
I know you've heard me yell at people for that whenever we've been on the phone on my way home from work about not
Oh,
using their
yes.
blinker.
Oh, yes. Speaking of bad weather, though, so also on my way down, it was, nighttime and into daytime, and it was sunny and it was a little chilly, but um, all of a sudden I pull onto my parents' dirt road and it starts to hail. And it is now currently flurrying out. Like, it was like, hey,
So
Jackie's here. Let's,
I was
give
actually going
it
to
a
ask you
go.
about that. Every single time you come down to see your parents, you bring the cold northern weather down with you
Yeah, I
because
do.
we got snow, crazy amounts of snow last time you came down to see
Yeah.
your parents. This time you come down and it's a freeze warning last night and it's not even supposed to get up into like the 60s this week.
Yeah, it's like 30s in the morning and it's going to be cold. And I forgot a hoodie.
And I was like, Jackie, you're going to have to quit visiting your family if you're going to bring the cold weather with you. I don't like the cold weather.
And it's supposed to rain on Saturday, which part of the wedding is outside. So I feel a little bad. I
So
mean,
we'll
she
keep
bought
we'll
umbrellas
keep
for
good
her and my
thoughts.
brother.
Yeah. We'll keep good thoughts that it doesn't rain.
Yeah, I said that as well. And she's like, it's at 100%. So it might be at 100%. I haven't checked the weather myself, but the weather can change. The weather changes like it's nobody's business.
Did
And
they
we're in the
maybe get like
mountains.
did they not get like a canopy or something in case?
I don't think the venue has that for the outside ceremony. I know we're going inside afterwards in the barn for the reception. I don't believe they have a canopy.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah. Wow, you had flash flooding all last week. That's horrible. Flooding is horrible. I get a lot of that during hurricane season up where I am. A lot of flood area because I'm right on the water. But yeah, so like I said, I can only hope that it's nice for Saturday because one, our bridesmaids dresses are short sleeve, not even short sleeve, they're tank top style. And the shawl that we got is in paper thin. Like, it's not gonna warm anyone up. Gonna warm me up. And I'm the one here in North Carolina in a t-shirt, and I'm not even that cold. And people are like, you're crazy. My dad's outside in like a winter jacket. I'm like, where did you come from? Because you lived in, the North for how long? You should be like used to this. This is beautiful weather compared to like Connecticut weather. Like, come on.
I turned my heating blanket on last night.
I don't blame you there. We actually had to figure out how to turn the heat in the Airbnb on because it was getting a little chilly.
I did. I
We're like
turned
on
that
the
heating
side of
blanket
a
on quick.
mountain. Yeah, we're on the side of a mountain, so like the wind is different on the side and it's very windy and it's cold. It's cold outside. So what's your other rant of the week?
So I was ranting earlier to my mom about Preston has this new water thing that he found that he really, really likes. It's not new, but it's a hint water that it doesn't use sweeteners or fake sweetener in it. It's just like fruit and water.
Okay.
And he really loves it. The cheapest place to buy it is like Sam's. But if you go to Sam's, you can only get it in a mixed container where they get to decide what flavors you
Oh,
get. And I
yeah,
was telling my
yeah.
mom that is so crazy to me because every time they sell something in mixed flavors, the reason they do that is to make you buy the one flavor that nobody buys instead of just quit making that flavor. You
Yes.
end up with 6 bottles of a flavor that nobody in their right mind ever asked for or ever wanted.
Yeah. And you know what? There are also a lot of products besides water that are like that. And I just never understood that. Like,
And that's what got me on the rant, though, was the water. And then we started talking about that exact thing. I was like, even if you buy like a mixed thing of oatmeal, you're going to have like 4 packs in there that nobody wants.
Yeah, the peach. I don't need the peach.
Well, what is it like?
The
The original flavors, like they just have like plain in there. Like if I wanted plain oatmeal, I'd just buy a blue thing of oatmeal and I'd have tons of it.
Yes. And that was the thing too. The variety packs give you extra peach. And it's like, no, me at least, I'm like, I don't do the peach. I'd rather have extra strawberry, banana, you know.
So I actually just started buying just the flavors. Like I'll buy a box of banana
Yes.
and a box of
Yep.
strawberry because
That's what I do. The
I
only
don't
thing,
want the peach.
neither do I. But the only thing with that is, so Walmart does the extra value big boxes for the strawberry, but they do not have banana out yet. So I have to buy the Quaker's banana, which is fine, but there's only 8 bags in there where you're getting a value pack of like 20 oatmeal like I need about the same. So that's my only Quakers. I love you for the banana, but Walmart, get on it. You already make banana flavored in your value packs. Just make a banana box. I mean, I'd appreciate it.
And like now I'm like, put oatmeal on the grocery list this weekend.
We went to Walmart to grab some stuff for the Airbnb, and I grabbed my oatmeal. I also brought down that Hershey's syrup so I can have my chocolate milk every night. You best believe I wasn't leaving without a big ass bottle because I needed my chocolate milk. I need it.
See, Preston's like that with strawberry milk.
Well, strawberry milk's good too. If I'm out of chocolate, I'll settle for some strawberry.
That is like his all-time favorite thing, and his favorite is the really. It's like we can only find it at Kroger, but it's like this milk looks like regular milk. You would not know that just by looking at it that there's a flavor to it, and it is so freaking strawberry-ish.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It looks like Alexis is ranting about Jake Paul, which I don't know if people, that's more going to be on our weekly YouTube recap on Friday about that, since that did happen on Saturday night. That was a very interesting fight, I will say that. And it was very interesting that it only took 1 minute and 59 seconds for him to knock Ben out and the ref call it a KO. Like, it was like, what? But yeah, no, that's more we're gonna cover that more on the weekly YouTube recap. I'm not really.
That's one of the reasons why I would never want to pay for watching one of those like I can understand people like love it, and so of course they'd want to pay. But I would never be able to pay that much because I would be so worried that it would be one of those fights that it was like immediate knockout, and I'd be like, I just paid $60 for that.
I bet a lot of people were mad about that. At least I would hope people because I would feel the same way. The only pay-per-view that I have recently bought was a Conor McGregor, the boxing match when he did. Who did he fight against? It was one of the big boxers. Mayweather, when he fought Mayweather. I paid for that one. And that was a good pay-per-view match because it went to the very end that the judges had to decide.
Yeah, so Alexis, I heard that it was more like a concert than it was a boxing match.
Well, they didn't really have that. It wasn't like a normal pay-per-view match. They couldn't fill the arena. They can only have so many people because of COVID and all of that.
Well, I just heard that they kind of drug out the musical numbers.
They did. They definitely did.
That's a complaint I've seen.
I love just Snoop Dogg in the background going, Jake, make me my money. Jake, win me my money. Get me my money. Jake, get me my money.
I think it was Tipster who said something about like, I loved all the 90s rappers that you brought back from my childhood, but you could have kept the Justin Bieber stuff.
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God.
Which I didn't
did.
watch it. Like, that's the extent of my knowledge, is pretty much watching Tipster's video on it.
Okay. He makes good videos, can't lie. So you got some good knowledge there. I did watch I didn't pay for it. I watched it after the fight happened, which I'm glad I did, knowing that it was like, you paid all this money you don't want to watch really all the other fights. Some people do. I'm the type, I want to see who I'm paying for, and I can care less about everyone else type of thing. And if I had paid all of that money, and they made 1.5 million in just pay-per-view views, like, that's incredible. Incredible right there. But for a minute and 59 seconds, that's also very sad for all those people that paid for it. They were hoping for a great fight. And I do think the ref called it a little too early, but I wasn't there to hear him counting, and he said something about he was stuttering or not pronunciating the numbers when he was counting. I don't know.
Yeah, I heard that he was still like staggered or something, and
Yeah.
but I watched the little clip like where he hit him,
Yes.
and he just looked like someone who got, like, it didn't look that bad for but I'm not a spectator of the sport, so I couldn't really tell you. For all I know, that is exactly what a knockout looks like, but to me that's not what I imagine from the video games I've seen, where you have to literally knock the person out.
Yes, exactly. But yes, so I really don't have to rant about it, and I'm glad that you're ranting about it and getting it out. That's what we're here for. Rant it, girl, rant it. We will be talking about it a little bit in the recap, since, like I said, it was on Saturday, and it is a big thing. People are talking about it on YouTube and how people feel about the fight, how it all went down. So we will be talking a little bit more about that on Friday during the YouTube.
Was it Jake or Logan that was trying to pick a fight with Conor McGregor at one point?
I know Jake called Conor McGregor out, and he is still calling Conor McGregor out.
Yeah, let's see that fight.
I would love to, because I know McGregor would beat him silly. I stand up for my boy. I know he loses here and there, but I'll stand up for Conor any day. And I might have to pay for that fight. That might be a fight I pay for.
Let's see that one.
I would love to see that one.
Hasn't he been like talking mad crap about like Conor's wife and stuff too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's see that.
I think they just need to give him a real boxer, and not like the one he fought on Saturday was a pro MMA person turned into a boxer, just for the fight. So I think he should just fight a real boxer, like, and see what he can do. I mean, he got some good, strategies and punches. Not going to say that he doesn't, but I just think a real boxer who's been doing it for many, many, many more years has those down way, way more than someone that's just learning how to box.
Wait, the guy he was fighting has had a hip replacement?
Yes, he has. And that's why he is no longer an MMA fighter. Yep, wow. Steve said it. Yep. A retired MMA fighter that just had a hip replacement. Yep. And they're also saying after this fight, he is no longer going to be boxing as well. So,
well, I'm the undefeated champion in the boxing ring at our local retirement home. Not to brag or anything.
Yeah. But yeah.
I mean, that's what that sounds like now.
It definitely does. It definitely does. But yeah, so join us on Friday if you want to hear a little bit about the fight. I will be joining for a little bit. I will be sneaking out and joining the live. I've already kind of planned it out, but I won't be there for the whole thing. And I do know about the fight and all the good, juicy stuff, and that'll be in the recap. So my other rant. My other rant, of course, it would be about KJ. KJ can't do anything. I mean, she's a topic of a topic of a topic every day. She just has to be involved in everything. And on Sunday the 18th, she put out an Instagram live, and she decided to talk about the murderers and shootings that were going on in Minnesota, where she was from. She said on the Instagram live that all cops are bad. She doesn't know why they even have guns. How are the cops doing nothing for her when she got the R word? Like, the cops did nothing for her, and she's
so
scared
gross.
of them. She turned I don't want to say like a Black Lives Matters kind of speech, but that's what it kind of was for her. Her sticking up for Black people in her speech, but she turned it around on and made it about her.
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
saw that Reddit post about her, right?
which one?
The
About her?
comment she deleted.
Oh no. Do not see that one. I'll have to take a peek.
Let's see if we can find it.
Yeah, it was a very interesting Instagram live, though. She was just going on about how, she yelled at one of her. It was a subscriber, I want to say, someone that left a comment, and they were saying, Katie was saying how white people don't want to stand up for people of color because they don't want to deal with the controversy. And it's like, what?
So yeah, here's this comment that was left for her, and instead of having a dialogue or listening to feedback, obviously we're talking about KJ, Catherine, Doxer Joy. Sorry, I got her name in the wrong order.
You
But
still love it.
she this is what she left this comment, and Katie just deleted it. Honestly, I can't take this seriously. As a Black female, it's not lost on me how this race topic is extremely self-serving and self-righteous and means nothing to
Yeah.
you. You're looking for Black people to praise you for being an ally and jump on your side, but your actions are speaking louder than your words. You've weaponized race against people you don't like constantly. You deactivated your Twitter, then as soon as the verdict came in, you hopped back on to be this voice none of us need or want. Disingenuous.
Wow. Yes, I did see that one. After you started reading it, it was like, yes, I did see that. Yes. Yeah.
And that's exactly what she did.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly what she did too.
And she was giddy about it, like
She was. She was. And that's what like made it like, I don't know, more disturbing. It was like there are parts where she's like getting angry and, stand your ground. And like, then it was, I'm Katie Joy. What?
it
Like,
was a giddy, I'm going to go start fights with people and then be able to take the high ground by saying, well, why are you so racist? That's exactly what that's what she liked about it.
yeah. Yeah.
She
And
knows when she jumps on those Instagram lives or on those YouTube lives after something of this magnitude comes in, she knows she's going to have people that get mad at her, and she knows she's going to be able to play like she's the better person.
of
Like
course,
she thrives on this kind of stuff.
she wants to look like she's not racist. And we all know that she is. And I mean, in the live too, she's like, one of the people watching, she told them that they should remove her from the conversation because that commenter's husband was a cop and that she can't be objective. But you're asking for people's opinions, and then you're saying that this person can't be there because their husband's a police officer. And then people attacked this person saying, well, how does your husband feel knowing all the stuff that's going on? You know what? We all feel it. And he is not probably one of those police officers that is considered a bad cop. He's a good cop. And cops do a lot of great things as well as do stupid things. That is just how this world works. Whether you are a cop, a fireman, a banker, actor, a bus driver. I mean, any job, there are going to be bad and good there.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you got to think of it though, is that the consequences are a little bit greater when you have a bad, a bad person who's armed as opposed to, a bad bus driver.
No, I didn't mean it like that though. I didn't mean it like that. Her just categorizing all cops as being bad is not right, in my opinion.
No, it's not at all. It's like, I think somebody even asked her, like, what about the cops that came to your house a couple weeks ago? Were they mean to you or something like that?
They did. I saw the comment, yep. And she didn't answer it. There was someone else that commented, and yes, so one of them did say, if you're so damn insecure with your white privilege, then this is what Katie said, then get the F out of here. Take a look in the mirror, because your ass can drive a car and not get murdered. Nobody that's a white person will ever, for 1/10 of a minute, understand what people of color go through every single day. And you know what? She's right. We'll never understand what they go through.
Yeah, and I hate it when she says something right, because, yes, also, just shut up. I don't want to hear it from you.
We don't want to hear it.
She annoys the shit out of me. But yes, she's absolutely right. Yeah. I'll never know what that's like. And I apologize for anyone that does have to experience that or worry about experiencing that. You shouldn't have to.
And one other thing that I heard in her live, she said she's worried for her nieces and nephews that are Black. That was the first time I had ever heard her make that claim.
So it turns out she does have a great niece and a great nephew. Okay. And I think that it's on Todd's side, though.
Okay.
And they don't see his family a lot. So they're thinking that is why we've never heard of them before, because, they don't really talk to Todd's side of the family.
Okay.
But they did, that the people of Twitter that hashtag, blocked by Katie people, they tracked that down. They weren't going to let that one go until they figured it out.
I have been seeing it, and I was like, wow, that is the first time I've ever heard that claim come out of her mouth. I mean, she's talked about, race and color and all of that plenty of times, but that's the first time I've heard it from her. Like, what about all those other times you talked about it? It just,
it kind of sounds like that argument of but I have Black friends,
Exactly. It was a good excuse for her to be able to keep, I wouldn't call this a rant more than it was her just.
If they were close enough for her to consider them family like she's acting right now, she would have used them. I hate to say it but she would have used them every time somebody called her racist.
Exactly. That's why I was like, when she said it, I was like, wait, what?
She wouldn't have waited till now.
Exactly. Oh gosh. She got mad at a lot of people in that video that night. Someone commented that we all need to stand together and not separate. And she took that differently than I'm taking it right now. And she got so mad, she snapped, and she said, no one is separating. How are we separating, standing up for Black people? And there are no race wars happening. Then accused this person of being in QAnon and asked them if they were talking about the deep state while blocking them. See, I took it as when the person's like, we need to stand together, not separate. There's a lot of things that happen in this world that try to separate people, separate them into different groups, which she is very good at doing herself. So when this person's like, we need to stand together, not separate, I agreed with this person, but she didn't understand it. We need to be standing together. We need to stop the separation and become all
Is this
one.
the one that I think I saw a clip of this on Twitter? Is this the one where she blocked the person and then the whole chat kept trying to tell her like,
yes,
she was agreeing with you or something like that?
Yep. Well, come to find out, she had like midway through this Instagram live, she was pointing out that she has the new book by Don Lemon, and one person, she even like told one person, maybe you should read this book because it would actually help you because you know nothing.
Is it a political live stream for her though if she does not bring up Don Lemon?
It's always about Don Lemon when she's talking about politics. I hate to say it, but she's sitting there just holding the book up with just this weird smile on her face. And it's like, oh, makes me not want to read it because of her. But I kind of want to read the book and just to see what it says, and just see what he has to say.
Oh no, Alexis, she does not. She just deletes their comments.
Yep. She just gets rid of them. But yeah, so at some point though, she starts to read the book to everybody. Well, she admits first that she hasn't started reading the book after she's telling other people to go read the book, that you might learn something from it. And then admits that she hasn't read but maybe the first chapter, if anything. And she decides that it's going to be a read along with her. And she starts reading the book. Halfway through, she has to, pause, argue with somebody else that's talking in the messages, and then pour her some more wine to go back to doing the read along. I mean, it was just KJ being KJ.
Could you imagine anything more annoying than listening to Catherine, KJ, Doxer Joy read you a story?
I would be asleep right now if she started reading me a story. I hate to say it.
That would be the kind of noise, when you sit down on the couch and the next show comes on and you don't really like watching it, but the remote's on the other side of the room, so you're just like, oh, fuck it, I guess we'll watch it. Oh, that would be the kind of video that would start where I would get up and go get the remote.
Yep, exactly. One of the other things she got mad, I forgot about this one. You'll like this one. So someone was in the chat and was like, they said to her, when did you start covering more gossip content or something to that? Like, I didn't exactly see the comment because she deleted it so fast. And she went off on them. This is where she was pouring the wine. How she's never said she wasn't a gossip channel, and stop dictating what she talks about. And these are the same people that want to deplatform her, but they're the ones that don't want to deplatform anybody. Like, that's their theory. And then she also says, when has she ever tried to deplatform the Duggars? Because I've never tried to deplatform anyone. I haven't even tried to deplatform the Duggars. And I was thinking to myself, yes, you have.
She has absolutely shared the stories about how, hey, people are writing this sponsor of this Duggar trying to tell them not to sponsor her. And by sharing that alone, that would have people go out there and be like, oh, I'm going to go tell them not to sponsor them too.
Oh my God.
And don't get me wrong. I'm not here to argue that they deserve a sponsorship because I think all those sponsorships are silly. I don't know why anyone would pay for them.
Yeah, I agree.
I can tell you, I never watch somebody's story, no matter how many times I see somebody holding this automatic makeup brush cleaner in their hand. I never watched that story. And I'm never clicking that link. And I'm never buying that damn thing.
Oh my God, you're too good. Yes, you're right. You're right. Well, before we move on to our topic of the night, I would love to share with everyone today's rant drink of choice, which is a good one. And I am going to be making this on Friday, if not Saturday, if not before that, because we're having a bachelor party here at the Airbnb for my brother. And I will definitely be buying the ingredients to make this. So here it is. It is called Island Crush Cocktail. And this is thanks to Hanil. He is wonderful. And his sister actually just got married. And when he was there at her wedding, apparently this was the drink of choice for him that night. And he had never had one before this point. And it sounds very good. And it's very easy to make. Now, how do you say this company's name? Is it Bia or Baya or Baya? I'm still trying to figure out how to pronounce the name of this drink. Baya? B-A-I?
Let's see.
What is it, Alexa? No. What is it, Google?
Bye.
Okay. So it's easy as you can get a couple. Now, I was just at Walmart today, so I know you can buy 4 packs of these. You're going to buy the Bai of Costa Rican Clementine, the Bai Coconut, and the Bai Lemonade. And, of course, some Tito's vodka, or you can use whatever vodka of your choice. But it's 3/4 of the clementine, 3/4 of a bottle of the coconut, 2 tablespoons of the lemonade with 6 ounces of the vodka. And you put all the ingredients in a cocktail shaker with ice, and you shake until that cocktail shaker collects condensation on it. Pour into a glass and garnish it with a lemon. The garnishes are always the best with drinks.
So I just realized that those are just like flavored water type drinks, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay, because like at first, whenever I saw that this said it serves 2 drinks, those sounded like bottles of like flavored liquor to me from the name. And I was thinking, holy crap, like if you made 2 drinks with that much different liquor, it makes so much more sense now that that's not actually that much liquor.
So you're getting hydrated with the flavored water, and then you're having the vodka. It's barbecue chicken pizza. Dave has awoken everybody.
I'm awake.
So yes, I will definitely be getting the ingredients to make this, and we'll be having some. Hanil says they're amazing, and he got very tipsy, and he was a happy drunk because we got to talk to him a little bit when he had a couple of these in his system. So yes, that's our today's rant drink of choice.
And I would suggest replacing the liquor with ginger ale again for your non-alcoholic alternative.
Yes, exactly. Easy as pie. So yes, we all need a drink every now and then, especially with our topic of the night tonight. It's, of course, another KJ topic. She does too much. She just doesn't stop. She puts
Jackie, I don't think.
What?
Are we doing a KJ topic of the night?
Well, it's more Gabby Hanna, but KJ also inserted herself into that.
Okay, because I was say I had the video, but I didn't have the.
Yeah. KJ had to insert herself like normal, but it's more Gabby Hanna is the topic, and KJ talking about it like normal, having to insert herself where she does not belong. We love you too, that girl. There we go. So
I
here
had
is
it on
the
like
video.
full screen already. So I don't know why it looks so tiny. But it starts out with a
I
screenshot.
can make it bigger. We can get rid of us on the side.
Well, it starts out with a screenshot that says narcissism alert. For months, at Rachel Oates hid behind constructive criticism to mock, harass, and bully me, but I'm starting drama. And y'all, this thing is 7 minutes long. So we're going to have to pause it some and talk in between because we don't want
Jill
to.
is trying to deny the reason she deleted Twitter, so I actually want to let you know what happened. So we have a mutual friend who messaged her outside of me. I literally did not talk to him at all. He saw that she was doing, and he messaged her, and he said, have some fucking compassion. You've been the center of hate campaigns online. Leave this girl alone. Like,
So here she is talking about Jimmy Snow.
Okay. I was going to say she's talking about Rachel here or somebody else.
Well, she is talking about Rachel, but the mutual friend is Jimmy Snow. His channel used to be Mr.
Okay.
Atheist.
Yep.
And this was probably about 5 or 6 months ago. Gabby's latest book came out, and Rachel had reviewed it.
Yep.
And he had messaged her and said, hey, Gabby doesn't know I'm messaging you, but will you please reconsider being mean about your review if it's that mean, because people are already really piling on her already. And Rachel Oates reviews a lot of poetry. Like, it's actually a pretty big part of her channel.
Yes, it is. And the new book that Gabby has about the dog poetry, she actually sent to Rachel to review.
Well, Rachel is the one that wrote the dog poetry.
I thought Gabby wrote the dog poetry book.
No, it was Gabby wrote a new poetry book, and Rachel rewrote her poetry book from her dog's point of view.
Oh, okay. See, I watched it half asleep today on the car ride. I was a little confused.
So Rachel was a little offended by that, and it caused this big thing. And they had a little Twitter fight that Creepshow and a lot of other people were involved in. So, I mean, it kind of got, but this again was about 5 or 6 months ago. And this is what she's talking about now, is stuff that happened 5 or 6 months ago.
Oh my God.
And then she started a Twitter campaign trying to say that I manipulated her friend into defending me. That's how narcissistic and abusive this person is, and how much she cannot accept any type of criticism, which is hilarious because she really thinks that I can't accept criticism, when the first time her friend confronted her about her shitty toxic behavior, she blamed me, the permanent scapegoat of the fucking internet, and then stopped talking to her friend.
Wow.
And like, I would stop talking to a friend too after what all went down between everybody, first of all.
Yep.
But second of all, like.
And she's kind of bullying Rachel by tagging her in all of these too.
Yes, and doing it now after all this, like, what, 5 or 6 months? That's weird.
Yeah, I agree.
Face yourself, bitch. Like, that's crazy to me. And you know why she hasn't critiqued my work in months? Because the last couple times she did it, she started getting overwhelming hate from people both on the internet and in her real life, because people started to see through it. They were like, why are you still going at this girl? Like, relentlessly. She can't fucking stop. And it's because when she talks about me, she gets hundreds of thousands.
Okay, and how many times so far now has she called Rachel a narcissist?
I've counted at least 3, if not more.
And like right now, she's like, because when you talk about me, Like,
Gosh.
that makes you sound like the narcissist.
Well, she is. I mean, gosh, that's absolutely true, though. Absolutely true.
She's like, she's such a narcissist. Anyway, I get you tons of views.
And yes, I mean, if you look at Rachel's page, a lot of her Gabby videos do better than other videos, but that doesn't mean anything.
And so,
thousands to millions of views, and then she posts a little makeup get ready with me and it gets 4,000. That's why she cares about my art. She's not a fucking artist. I don't care about her fucking opinion because she has no accomplishments in art or has proven to me that she's actually intellectual enough to understand art.
you have to prove to me that you're intellectual enough to understand art.
Okay.
So I'm not an artist either. And I can still decide if I like something or don't like something.
Yeah, art is in the eye of the beholder.
I was going to say, don't they say art is subjective?
It is. It is. And everyone likes different art for different reasons. And that's okay. That is what makes art so different, unique, and amazing.
Yes.
I accept my criticism from talented, smart people, not abusive, toxic, exploitative bullies on YouTube.
And you're bullying her by what you're saying and doing right now.
And it says, she blocked me. Leave me out of your attention-seeking games and go get some help, please. Clearly you're having some sort of breakdown again, and I understand. I've been there too, but this won't help. Please just go speak to your friends or family and calm down. Well, of course she blocked you, Gabby, and that was a very nice thing to say because you're being completely unreasonable.
She doesn't want to be tagged 1,000 different times on all these different social platforms.
And Gabby does have millions of followers.
Yeah.
Like, I would
her
want
followers are kind of like KJ followers. Not that some of them are like this, not all, where they go and they'll attack Rachel.
I wouldn't want them doing that to me either.
I wouldn't want that either.
I hate the way these little Instagram
Hey,
stories.
Rachel, instead of hopping in my DMs trying to bully and gaslight me from your own abuse, you could just apologize. I know that if I did anything like this, I would be called manipulative, sociopathic, narcissistic, attention hungry, money hungry.
So she's already called Rachel narcissistic like multiple times now.
Yeah.
But if she did anything like what she does on her channel all the time, critique poetry.
Yeah,
like,
right?
She's basically mad that she didn't get a fake review.
Exactly. Someone reviewed it for what it was.
And a lot of people reviewed her poetry book, and a lot of people made fun of her poetry book.
Yeah. I think, honestly, in my opinion, it was her way of making money after everything had happened.
I mean, I heard some people read a couple of them out loud, and I don't know anything about poetry. I'll just leave it at that.
Agree, but that is what you are. What you did was bully and harass me for months, and then when you got called out of it, got super defensive. Like, you literally just ran away and blocked me instead of looking at your own criticism. You can't take criticism towards yourself at all. I've still never blocked you after all of the harassment, but you.
My thing here, okay, she's like, you can't take criticism. You can't take criticism, Gabby Hanna, because if you could, you wouldn't be making this video right now.
Exactly. 6 months after the fact at that.
Exactly.
Like, you sat there and let this stuff stew for a hot minute.
Yep.
And now it's boiling over. Like, you're supposed to like put a wooden spoon across the top of that pan so it don't boil over.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Even
yes.
Tiniest ounce of criticism. You're a fucking monster. You're a bitch. Narcissistic abuses, when somebody hurts you over and over and over again over a prolonged period.
So I'm going to send you this video, Jackie, and what y'all do as a drinking game is every time she uses the word narcissist in any form,
Oof.
y'all take a shot.
We'll be drunk. That's
Right.
for sure.
period of time, and then whenever you finally stand up for yourself, they say you're having a breakdown. Where the real narcissism comes in is she says I'm talking about her for attention.
You are.
You mean Miss 4K views on your fucking makeup tutorial?
So what? That's her makeup tutorial.
Right? Like, that's not even
Something she enjoys doing.
those are like get ready with me type things too. They're not even like she's a makeup channel. Her book reviews get really decent views.
They do.
The same
They
people
do.
that read books are not the same people that want to learn how to put pink glitter on their eyes.
Or
all the time.
sometimes they don't want to sit there and listen to whatever she's talking about while she's getting ready. And I can see that. They like her book reviews. That's why she has all of those views.
Well, and think about a lot of her audience is from the US and she is over in the UK. So think about what time it is for us when she's up getting ready.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people, I don't watch a lot of lives for like get ready with me's if I miss the live itself.
Yeah. Yep.
Because it's not like I can ask a question or, anything like that because you missed it.
That's true. That's true. Very true.
Like if I miss a live that has content, then yes, I'm going to watch that.
Exactly.
But I'm probably not going to rewatch to see like how you did your eyebrows because I'm going to be bad at it no matter how many times I watch a tutorial.
Yeah, that's true.
Miss 4K views on your commentary piece a week ago? Yeah, I just went and checked.
And she just went and checked your channel to make fun of you, but you're bullying me.
I'm talking about you for attention. You talk about me, you get millions. I talk about you, I get still millions. But
Like, I just want to brush her eyebrows down, though. Like, is that the cool way that she's wearing them? Because I know I'm old.
That's the cool way she's wearing them. And she
like,
doesn't still get millions for her. She might get millions for her video, but it's not because people want to watch it because they like her. They're watching it to see what the heck is she talking about.
She probably gets a million of views and mysteriously has her like-dislike ratio turned off.
Oh, yeah, you know it. Hey, Knuckles.
the fact that she said attention-seeking games as if I've ever responded to her before. This is my first time.
Like a shock face.
So what are my games? Is this a game or am I just standing up for myself against the people who harassed, exploited, and profited off of me?
And profited off of me.
Now,
every time someone doesn't like what somebody has to say about them, they're like, you're profiting off of me.
Oh, I know. And I did watch a video about someone who watched all of this and commented. I can't remember her name. She's a smaller YouTuber. I'll link it in the description. And she was saying that Gabby can be a victim for what happened previous. But what she's doing now, victims can still be bullies now.
Oh, it's absolutely what
she thinks that because of what happened, she's a victim all of the time. And I kind of feel like that's KJ's issue too, is that, KJ thinks she's a victim from all these things that are happening, but she doesn't see when she's being a bully.
Yeah.
For almost a year. What is it, you manipulative, narcissistic bitch?
Oh, drink again.
And this is where narcissistic abuse happens.
Drink again.
People think that they can say whatever they want about me and that I can't respond. I'm allowed to respond when I want. It took me a long time to heal and get better because there were mountains of hate happening.
So, yeah, you can respond whenever you want, but we're all going to be like, well, where in the fucking left field did this come from?
Why now? Yeah. Why now?
It's like, yes, you're absolutely allowed to feel how you feel, but we're absolutely allowed to feel about it how we feel about it.
Exactly.
Me from all directions at all times, and I couldn't go up against all of it. But right now, this morning, as people are tweeting about this shit, and it made me think about it, and it made me want to defend myself, I'm going to defend myself. And you don't get to tell me I'm starting drama for finally responding to the months, the multiple videos, the millions of views, the tweets, the Instagram posts, the fact that
Why does she have to bring the camera in and out? every
Other
time
than to
they-
make us feel sick, I have no idea.
It's like to enunciate the views, the videos, the way you do a TikTok, the way you looked at me, the way
And-
he looked at you. Like,
And like I'm gonna have to admit that I watched Rachel Oates before. Like I like some of her stuff. Like she did the Pearls book, the
yes. Yeah.
you know, and I like to watch. I've watched her,
I
and
watched it too.
and I followed her on Twitter before she deleted her Twitter. So like I saw this as it was happening,
Yep.
but I don't remember months and months of her posting anything about Gabby Hanna like that.
I agree.
you made a book mocking me. You fucking weird ass bitch. You published a book mocking me. I've said everything I want to say unless she opens her fucking mouth and says something else because I just want to let everyone know I don't give a fuck anymore about pretty much anything. I mean, I clearly give a fuck. What I mean is I don't give a fuck what people think about me.
So before the way she was acting was when she did give a fuck what people thought about her.
Yeah, right? Oh, gosh.
So I'm going to start speaking my mind and saying what the fuck I want to say. And when I see harassment, bullying, and abuse, I'm going to stand up for myself the same way I stand up for everybody else. I'm done accepting behavior for myself that I would not accept for my friends. So unless she opens her fucking mouth again, I think I've said my piece for now.
Well, and as we can see, there's still a couple minutes left to this video, so I don't know if she's completely done running her mouth yet.
I have a feeling she's not.
Now, I guess we'll see. But watch her turn this into a video series. If drama means finally having the strength to stand up against people who have harassed, mocked, exploited, and bullied you for years, yeah, I'm a fucking drama queen. I love
For years.
Yeah, I'm a effing drama queen. Like, right there, you just explained it all. You're a drama queen.
Rachel Oates' video about her that went by, the first one that did well, that even like brought her to Gabby's attention, wasn't even a few years ago. So how could she have been bullying her for a few years?
That's a great headshot right there of Gabby.
Right? By the way, I didn't delete anything, but some of my stories did disappear when I blocked Gabby. That's on Instagram, not me. I stand by everything I said. I stand by every assessment I made of her writing. And I stand by the fact that she's acting like a child, bringing this all up out of nowhere. But I also stand by the fact I said I think she's having some kind of breakdown again. Not that this is a bad thing, but that it's a thing she needs to address. Like I said, I understand it. I've been there too. But it's not okay to just start bitching about people and getting hundreds of your fans to tell me to kill myself. That's not okay.
No.
On the one hand, I hope Gabby gets help and support from her family and friends. On the other, it's not my responsibility to offer that, so I'm just blocking and ignoring her and her incredibly toxic fans. That's all I have to say on this now. I'm getting back to my life. And she wrote, what a toxic, manipulative, ugly person. You can say that because she's ugly on the inside.
Wow.
I can say that because she's ugly on the inside.
Yeah.
Sorry, she wrote that in yellow font because she is a terrorist.
She's a terrorist.
actually Rachel Oates. I'm actually not responding out of nowhere. I'm responding because you have 8 to 10 videos about me on your channel. You published a book mocking me. You tried to cause drama between my actual friend and I. You went on Twitter accusing me of manipulating your friend into standing up against you.
And I absolutely think she probably did. And that you don't have to come out and ask, like, I don't have to say, like, hey, Jackie, will you go message Kim and tell her to not be mean to me?
Oh my gosh.
I could call you up and be like, yeah, I think Kim's going to be mean to me later. I don't know if I can take anymore. It's just all piling up on me, you know, and make you feel so bad for me that as soon as you get off the phone with me, you're you'll probably go call Kim.
Yeah. And Josh, yes. No one is talking about yet. She effed off the internet because of mental health. And now she is attacking people. She has a goddamn psychology degree. So, this makes me mad. I can see where it makes you mad.
What else? Instagram posts, tweets. You're a manipulative bitch, and I'm done dealing with it. Now, I was waiting for you to slow down so I could respond to everything at once when I was mentally strong. That doesn't mean I am having a breakdown. That actually means I'm finally healthy.
I don't know.
I don't think so either. Like, if you are mentally strong, you would realize that by doing this, it's not helping you.
I can't think of any therapist that would tell them, like, okay, what you need to do, Gabby, is you need to go out there, get on Instagram, and tell them to F off.
Yeah.
I just don't see that.
Yeah.
I think that I agree with Rachel. I do think there's something, she needs to see someone.
I agree. She needs help.
Fucking sick, twisted bitch. Said I was done opening my mouth as long as she shut her fucking mouth, and she can't, which is funny because she doesn't want me to respond, and she literally can't help herself from responding even though she's wrong. Anyways, for those who don't know,
even though she's wrong, something about that just makes me like so angry when I hear things like that.
Maybe she's not responding because she doesn't want to respond to you or give into this whole mess that isn't a mess that you're just trying to make into a mess.
And let's just clear things up. If you always go into a room thinking that you're the smartest and you're always right, you're definitely not the smartest person in the room.
Yeah, and you're definitely not always right either. No one is.
Like, I mean, unless it's an argument between me and my husband, and then I am always right.
Well, that's true. That is true.
basically what happened was I published a book that was about sexual abuse, childhood trauma, suicidal ideation, mental illness, mortality, amongst other things.
Okay, and you're allowed to write a book about that, and people are still allowed to critique if it's good or not.
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Otherwise, you would just write books about topics that aren't allowed to be critiqued all the time. That's all anyone would ever write about.
And whatever happened to giving your fair criticism or giving that person words of advice and what they feel?
She's trying to use the subject matter of her books to get away with bad writing.
Exactly.
It came out, it did great. It was a New York Times bestseller. It sold consistently $40,000 gross every single month for years. And then it was just doing really well. And then as soon as it was trendy to hate me because some person started some random fucking lies about me.
I mean, I don't remember her first book being that well received.
Neither did I.
Which I can tell you, I didn't buy them, but I'm a little bit too old for the Vlog Squad type people, so I really didn't even know who Gabby Hanna was for the longest time, and I was happier then, I think.
Me too.
Me that nobody cared to look into because I didn't defend myself. Then she started a hate campaign about my poetry book because it's so current, right?
Still can't believe she harassed me and mocked my trauma relentlessly. Then tried to start problems in my personal life, then blocked me, then accused me of having a breakdown for holding her accountable. What a narcissistic bitch.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Hey, Rach, just accept the constructive criticism.
So constructive.
I'm over being everyone's scapegoat. Someone reached out to her without my knowledge to tell her to consider backing off because her critique was just cruelty. She accused me publicly of manipulating him against her because she couldn't handle an ounce of constructive criticism.
Exactly.
By the way, she stopped talking to her friend after that. You know, the one that tried to kindly and honestly hold her accountable to her toxic behavior. I can't believe I allowed this type of abuse from strangers because I was too afraid to dare stand up for myself against the internet.
Oh my gosh.
She's like a real woe is me type person, I've noticed.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
And so just real quick, I also pulled up Rachel Oates's YouTube page over here. And I was going to show you something. You see all these books she reviews?
Yeah.
Oh, here, Lazy Poetry, worst on Amazon. Is Halsey's poetry bad? Poetry for depression, anxiety, and hope.
Yeah.
You know, more books, more books. My poetry, like her own personal poetry, is bad. Pure poetry, the lyrical genius of Bella Thorne. Lily Reinhardt's poetry is bad. Like, we see the pattern here, right?
I see the pattern. Yep.
And it's not like, look, okay, 56,000 views, 107,000 views.
Yeah.
Yes, Gabby Hanna, 537,000 views. How much of that was because of the controversy of the first scandal and now this being brought back up?
Yeah, and that's not millions either, Gabby.
But how many people went out and watched this video because of the argument between her and Jimmy Snow and Creepshow?
Mm-hmm.
How many people went and found that video because of that?
A lot.
And so, yeah, see, it just depends on like what she's talking about, on what kind of views she brings in.
Yep.
Just
And
like
that's
with anyone's
normal for
channel.
anybody. That's normal for anybody.
But yeah, that's the little thing I wanted to rant about because I really thought Gabby Hanna looked ridiculous there.
I agree. I agree completely with you. And that was the thing too with the whole KJ thing was when Gabby started tweeting, KJ of course inserted herself and retweeted some of Gabby's tweets or, was just talking about the situation at hand. And I mean, that's what she does best. I mean, the one that I have, I can pull it up on the screen. I have 2 tweets from Miss Without a Crystal Ball.
Yeah, I saw where Gabby Hanna and Angelica Oles have been going back and forth on Twitter. That was pretty interesting.
Yeah. So right here it says Gabby Hanna has a lot of valid points in her criticism of the commentators that cover her. I have to agree that there is a culture on YouTube that makes it impossible when the cancel train is coming for you to even defend yourself without being called a liar or mentally ill. I do think the commentary community as a whole could do a better job at researching, verifying, and providing balanced point of view. We shouldn't make any creators feel attacked or like they can't even share their side without being called a liar or crazy. Gabby's approach isn't always the most tasteful, but given the level. Hold on a second, boys. If you guys hear the background, I'm sorry. I'm in the dining room of the Airbnb. Gabby's approach isn't always the most tactful, but given the level of hate she experiences, I'm sure there are times she just feels fed up. I don't think anyone can blame her. Right now, it's entertainment for you, but it's her life. She is a person.
Yeah, she's a person, and so is Rachel Oates, and so is everyone else. Like, they're all people.
Yeah. She's, of course, having to take Gabby's side because you know what? This is kind of what she's going through. So she has to point it out to make it about herself. And the thing that makes them very similar is that, sorry guys, is that Katie is a liar. And she does a lot of things that we can't believe. And it's the same with Gabby Hanna. It's the same. When you do so many things that we find out is a lie or it's not true, we're going to question everything that you do.
So, and then Rachel said, all the respect I had for Gabby for growing and reaching out and sending me this book, gone completely. Straight after this video was published, she went crying to our one and only mutual friend about it in an attempt to guilt trip me and ask I not make any more. I'm so over all that childish drama. You sent me a book, it got reviewed. That's how the world works.
Yep. Oh, I saw that. I agreed so much right there with that. And then I do have the other one from KJ. So this was, I think it was one of her Instagram or TikTok, whatever. It was an Instagram of the Gabby that we just watched. I agree with her on this. Anytime women do speak out about lies or defamatory statements made about us, we are labeled mentally unwell and liars. No, that is not true. Just the people that constantly lie or do things that just don't make sense, and you can tell that they have an issue and they need to get help.
Well, she called Angelica Oles the B word on Twitter.
That is true.
She said, like Gabby Hanna did, she said, she is that bitch in high school who draws on your yearbook photo to be an a-hole and laugh with her friends. Don't delude yourself into thinking you're anything more. And Angelica said, so she quoted her and said, who made up rumors about people to gain social relevance then? How many of your stories were just about you and how many involved other people? And that makes a really good point because, I did not know who Gabby Hanna was, so I've been looking. A lot of her stories are her telling someone else's story.
Yes.
And I thought that was rather interesting.
So she's sitting here, going, Rachel's making money off of reviewing my book and talking about me and this and that. And it's like, but that's what you do all the time.
And Angelica tells her, she says, you think you're exempt from this? Your whole career is based off negative interactions with other people and you talking about it to millions of other people.
Yes, very true. Very true.
And I mean, that's exactly what it is. Like, they're commentary channels. Yes, they're going to give their commentary. And not everyone's going to like us. And that's okay. It doesn't mean that you're being bullied.
That's true.
And because they didn't like your poetry doesn't mean someone out there might love your poetry.
It's, if you, like you said, we talked about before, art is objective to everybody. You're not going to like the same painting on the wall that I might like. And you might like a painting on the wall that I might not like.
So I know Josh said he had something he wanted to rant about, but I don't remember what it was. Do you remember, Josh?
Yeah, you can come on if you want. We'll share the link.
I know he said something earlier, and I'm sorry, my memory's bad, but I remember you saying, please remind me.
At least you remember that part.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe Gabby and KJ could be really good friends, but they'd be like the type of friends that sit there and talk trash about each other behind each other's back.
Absolutely.
But then to each other's face, they're like, the best friends in the entire world.
Absolutely. You know they would.
Yeah,
before,
love to play a drinking
as one
game
of them was walking out of the room, the other one would start talking shit before they even made it all the way to the door.
Oh, definitely. And we should definitely play a drinking game one night to all the time she calls her a narcissist.
Okay. I don't know. I don't drink that much anymore. I'd probably end up having to go to the ER.
Hey, Josh.
Hey. Are you guys all right?
Remember your rant?
Well,
hey.
I think it was one of my rants was to do with mobiles, I think, because you guys were talking about mobiles at first.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yes.
And then the other rant was about Gabby Hanna.
Yes, because I
Strangely
know
enough.
you've had a lot to say too about the situation.
I have.
And I've agreed with a lot that you've said about this situation.
Sorry. Oh, where to start? I'll start with what? Let me find my
Let's start with
Twitter.
the mobile phones, the less
Yes.
controversial topic, which
Yeah.
is still controversial.
And whilst I'm doing that, I can find the tweet that I tweeted about. Um,
I can pull it up.
what was the mobile phone thing now? Oh my life, my memory is so bad.
Well, don't you have an iPhone?
No, I have a Android phone, but I have an iPad.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's right. That's right. So you can't get some of the apps that you might want to get because they're taking these apps away from you.
Yes. Was it to do with the apps? Oh, that was it. Yes, it was. It was to do with the apps. I to do my video gaming years ago, to record the video gaming, used a mobile app that I used.
Yeah.
I come to use it the other day, and now now they're charging you for using it.
Really?
Yep. I'm like, wait, what? This was free. Like, I think it was like a year ago, and now they're charging for it. So my rant is, well, why is everything like you used to be able to get Windows Movie Maker on the, you used to get it free when you used to get PCs, but now they charge you for using them. And I'm like,
Yes.
Oh no, they do. They still have it. It's just not called Movie Maker anymore.
oh.
So yeah, if you just go to your little Windows icon and click it and start typing in video editor.
Oh, is it called Video Editor now?
Yes.
There you go.
See, when I was trying to get Windows Movie Maker, they'd actually charging you to have the Windows Movie Maker.
Yes, but
And I
they
was
do
like,
have a free one still. It's just called Video Editor.
it's just like, you know, when like, because every like all these subscriptions as well. It's like I was counting all the subscriptions we have in this house, and we're up to like 12 now, and I'm like, oh my god, that's like with like
Wow. Yeah, that's a
Amazon
lot.
Prime, Xbox, and all the other.
Like I initially started doing most of my like services because I got rid of our cable, well, our satellite dish.
Yeah.
But now I'm pretty sure I probably spend more on all of my stuff put together than I did on the satellite dish.
Wow, yeah, that's true.
Which, I mean, of course, with some of them, you get more stuff than just movies because, you know, with Amazon, yeah, you get the Prime shipping and all that. But
yeah.
But yeah, I've got like Disney, I've got Prime, HBO, Netflix, Hulu. Like I've got them all.
Yes, and then you have other subscriptions like Discord,
Discord.
Yeah,
even StreamYard. I mean, and I'm guessing you guys pay for the StreamYard, but because I can't, StreamYard, you even have to pay for StreamYard as well. I was like, oh wow.
Yes, you can only get like so many hours a month for your
Yeah.
videos. You can only download so many. Also, you can only have so many people on. Like you can only have like 5 people, or 5.
Well, see,
6
Josh, and
people?
that was the beauty of starting a channel with 3 people is we get to split the cost.
Yes.
That's a brilliant way of looking at it. Whereas, yeah, my channel's only
Until
got
we get
one.
monetized, and then the money will go to that.
Yeah.
And then no one has to pay. You guys will be helping us, and we appreciate it because we love doing this. So
Well, I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, it has actually that's one of the biggest benefits too of starting a channel together is that we do kind of
Yeah, split it 3 ways. Yeah.
so like
Yeah.
nobody's having to pick because honestly, it is very expensive if you were just you yourself personally had to pay for it all up front.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
Because it's what was it? Because it's in US dollars. And trying to do the
Lovely
conversion's a nightmare.
I want to
Apple
say
Plus
Jackie,
is
was it
another
like
thing.
$240 for the year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it,
because we did the
$240.
year because it was you save so much money by doing it through the year.
You do.
Yeah, because you save like $60 if you'll pay by the year.
Yeah.
Hey Knuckles, aka Apple Sucks. I read your rant earlier when you weren't here yet about how you don't like Apple. Do you want to elaborate on that rant?
We decided that Apple just knows what's best for you, and you need to accept that.
Listen, we already went over this about how like it's kind of a good thing that you're probably not monetized right now because like this would not be monetized. But I'm gonna try and keep it PG-ish, friendly. But listen, I'm an adult, okay? I pay an exorbitant amount of whatever for these stupid products that they have. Don't get me wrong, okay? You know what? I usually like Apple because you know what? There's certain features of Apple products that I actually like. I like having the extra little bit of privacy and certain other things. So okay, you know what? Apple it is. But no, all right. I'm an adult, okay? I adult. I go to work. I do all these things that adults do, okay? So I can understand how certain people would be like, all right, like, you know, kids shouldn't be seeing this. Understandable. But that sounds like a kid problem, not a me problem.
That's true.
Now,
True.
if I want to see certain things, I should be able to see those things. Okay?
Agreed.
That doesn't sound like a huge issue. I'll tell you what, many other places have done this. You go into parental settings or parental controls, and you click the button. That's all you need to do is put a little button in there. Is this going to a minor, or is this going to an adult who just spent $1,400 on your stupid new phone?
That's true.
I used to do that to my dad's TV, like put his favorite channels under the parental lock and wait for him to get really, really mad when he couldn't watch his westerns.
Oh my gosh. You would.
That's funny.
Yeah, I'm glad I've never had an Apple phone or anything like that. Because I already hate Apple phones. I don't know how to use an iPhone. I can't figure out how to do anything on one. And it's just a little too much for me, even though it's probably really simple.
It's mad simple. And like I tried to sit here and be like, all right, because you know, driving and trying to look at a GPS on your phone while like changing music isn't really a good idea. So I'm like,
No.
all right, here. You know what? I'm like, grab my phone. I'm like, you're gonna be the co-pilot. So like, now she got an Android. So I'm like, all right, double tap the home button. That's how you go back and forth. Just double tap it and then, you know, click from the music to the GPS to the etc. But it's really, really simple. However, really, like I'm sorry, but like, you know, this belongs in the rant thing because like, listen, Apple phones are not cheap, okay? Like they're really, really not cheap. So like, and I get it, you know, phones in general, especially new phones, are not really cheap. But this sounds like a problem for children, not a problem for somebody who's like 20 years older than children. Okay? Like, I'm not that old.
Apple's afraid to be sued. But even if it's that, like
what? Like, it's a device that you're using, Jackie. Like, it's not like Apple is putting titties on a phone. And listen, I'm using this as
if you want to be the parent that gets your kid a phone, that is your problem. and
Yeah.
your choice that you need to set those controls for your kids. Because I do
Yeah.
not believe kids should be having phones.
True.
I'm just saying maybe
okay with-
Apple, I don't know. I'm not taking
So-
Apple's side on this at all. I'm just saying maybe they're doing this so they don't get sued by people for wrongful things.
And they sell kid phones. They're called like Fireflies or something stupid like
Yes,
that.
see, now you could have something like that. Okay. So, your kid's out someplace, they're stuck or whatever. They need to call for a ride or call for, help or something, whatever. That's fine. Okay. But again, parental controls, problem solved. It would also let your 8-year-old child or your child or whatever not purchase thousands of dollars on the App Store because they decided to buy multiple things for their games. Oh, I'm sorry.
True.
I've seen that happen.
Y'all probably know exactly what I'm talking about on that.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have no idea what you're talking about. Apple sucks.
I've seen it.
Yeah, you do.
You're
Well,
not talking
should,
about
'cause-
someone named Catherine
Yeah.
KJ Doxer Joy who let her kid spend thousands of dollars in a weekend, right?
No, not at
No.
all.
I don't know what you're talking about.
When kids,
Did I throw you
they-
off because I used her formal name, Catherine KJ Doxer Joy?
it's
Now, why
basically when
don't we have
Hold on, I
parental
need to go get
control
a
set
pizza.
up for
It's going
him?
on my phone.
it's yeah.
Because clearly he obviously has his own iPad or iPhone, or
Oh, we know
even
he does.
using hers, you can switch it. It's not that hard.
No, it's not. But this is the problem when this is the issue because parents don't put the locks on, and you hear it like I hear it a lot when mothers basically complain because their kids have been let loose on the iPad and they've gone to like play the games and their credit cards are linked to the iPads or linked to this, and it's like
Yeah.
they spent thousands of pounds, thousands of dollars, and I'm like, well, maybe you should have put the locks on to make sure that doesn't happen. But it's like,
Fingerprint, the code, you can do all of that.
yeah, you can, but it's like that. It's like they don't do it, and it's like, well, you have a child. You have a child. A child is not going to realize, oh, when they're clicking buy, they don't have no concept of what money is and where the money comes from. This is where I get so confused because I'm like, do people not remember being a child?
They
I
don't
think-
know.
I think what she had done was she had made his thumb able to unlock his iPad himself. And she did not realize that would mean that his thumb would allow purchases too.
Oh God.
Yeah. Yeah, but even so, it's like even if he's got his own iPad, she doesn't need to link the credit card to the iPad. My credit card's not linked to my iPad. I don't think my bank card's not even linked to my phone anymore.
My husband
None of
would
my-
probably wish that none of those were linked to any of my stuff either.
It's probably for the best too, though, for just in case something happens, you lose your phone or
Yeah, but
you get hacked or whatever the case may be.
Oh no, mine's just because I'm a lazy bugger and I got a new phone and I was like, I can't be asked to sit there and go through the security of linking my bank to the new phone. So I'm like, oh, I can't be asked.
So yeah, I have
My
everything.
excuse.
Everything on my phone is linked to my thumbprint, so
Yeah.
even if I lose it, they're not going to get anything unless they like cut my hand off too.
Well, like Knuckles did say, though, it's on the parents. It's Apple shouldn't be getting rid of these things or allowing what they're allowing. It should be on the parents.
So, you know, for the equivalent for us, because we're all around the same age, would have been how when we were kids, you could rent movies on the TV with pay-per-view.
Yeah.
And did we all know that under no circumstances were we allowed to do that without permission?
But we did it anyway.
That's when
I'm
wooden
saying-
spoon comes out.
We all knew that you did not rent a movie because they were going to know it was you and you were
Yeah.
going to get in trouble for it.
Yeah,
And even like the pay-per-view fights, you can still do that nowadays. You can still do that on the TV with movies too, actually.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, that was
Yeah.
that was our equivalent as kids, because we
Yes,
didn't have
exactly.
iPads and stuff.
Exactly.
We had the newest Disney movie that you could watch on pay-per-view.
That's true.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, it is the same thing, but it's like it's more
So-
accessible now.
Well, my thing is like, we knew that we weren't allowed to do it because our parents told us we weren't allowed to spend their
Yeah.
money.
Yes.
Yeah.
That should be a conversation you have before you give a child an electronic device. You should go over
Yeah.
all the do's and don'ts.
Yeah,
Especially
Exactly.
an electronic device that's linked to your debit card or your ATM card, debit card, ATM card, or credit card, or,
Yeah.
or whatever the case may. Even if it's a prepaid iTunes or Android Play Store card or whatever, like they still have to understand, like, generally a child has no concept of money. Like, okay, so they look
Yeah.
in the game and then there's this, there's the bucks and the diamonds and the this and the that, and okay, so they know there's a different type of currency or whatever. But like, listen, most people, all right, you go to work an hour, like work an hour for $12 or $13 or $14 or whatever. Like they don't know this. So yes, it should be on the parents to sit there and be like, kind of tell the kids, be like, listen, like, you have to work for money. Like the money does just not appear. It doesn't grow on trees. Technically, like, it kind of does, because paper, tree, but money does not grow on trees. Like, I can't go
Yeah.
outside and pick $100 bills up. I mean, I wish I could, but
I was going to say, I wish I could.
But we like credit cards were a thing back then when we were kids, but it's more of a thing nowadays where everything is done on a credit card.
That's
Yeah.
what would have made it even worse, is because, like, depending on when you rented the pay-per-view movie without permission, you could sit there for a month knowing that it was coming,
Oh yeah.
because they didn't
Yeah.
get that bill until it was time to pay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
you
Well,
still have the time to hide all them wooden spoons and make sure they're hidden.
Yeah. Yeah. make sure all the objects are hidden that they could beat you with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apple needs to get their act together, and they need to, if you know what, they're having such issues, they need to make more parental controls
They
better
do. They
with
really
different
do.
things. And we lost Knuckles.
Knuckles is gone. No.
He might come back. If not, I'll let him in as soon as he comes back.
Yeah.
And we hope you feel better, police wife life.
Oh, so yeah. Hello, police wife. Got my words
There
out.
he is. Yeah, my cousin has Crohn's disease, and some days she has bad days, and some days she has good days, and that's a whole rant there just for you. But we hope you feel better, honey.
Yeah.
But Knuckles, I was saying that Apple needs to get their parental controls better. So if they're lacking in that department, then maybe they need to step up their A game instead of getting rid of these apps.
Well, some of it is getting rid of apps, but like others just like restricting the apps that are already there. Like Discord, for instance. Like they restricted certain things on Discord, and then they removed other apps. But yes, I personally strongly believe that it should be something in a parental control setting, because again, like, adults, parents, they may be buying Apple products for their children, but I'm willing to bet a large percentage of the people that are using Apple devices are of age. Because, listen, Apple devices are not cheap at all. So how is a 16-year-old kid going to afford a brand new iPhone or a $2,000 MacBook. Like they're
They're
not.
not.
They're not. No.
Mom and dad got it, or mom and dad got a new one and they got the hand-me-down.
Yeah. It's true.
It
I mean,
is.
unless they live in a family that doesn't have to worry about money, then hey, I'm not even gonna comment on that because yeah.
That
I
could
get
spiral
it,
the
I
next.
get it. But yeah,
That could spiral another rant.
yeah.
Yo, that could spiral like 8 more rants, okay?
I know. I know where you're going. Don't worry. But yes, Apple needs to do something, and what they're doing right now is not working.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
But all Apple care about is the money.
Yeah, because they'll have like 5 more phones before they actually do something.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know.
true.
But I need to actually get a new phone soon myself because right now, to cool my phone down, I have it sitting on a frozen pizza. And
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do.
yeah, well, I mean, right now what I'm thinking about doing is going with an Android because,
So is a lot of other people. My boyfriend has an iPhone and he is going to an Android. It's easier. He got the phone from a friend because his friend got a new phone, but he prefers the Apple because he's used to it. But he can do so much more with an Android, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that you can do a lot more.
Yeah.
I'd have to agree
Apple-
with you that you can do more with an Android, but I've always liked the privacy of the iPhone. That's why I've always went with iPhones.
I get it.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I get that.
It's like, what's the sense in putting, a padlock on a shed that's essentially just holding a shed full of horse? Like,
I just want to know what Knuckles is doing that's so bad. He's got to hide it so hard.
no, I'm saying in
Whoa.
general, like, I do have certain things that's tied to my account. Like you said, I mean, yeah, I have a fingerprint that you need to kind of access anything, but it's like I still have things tied to it. Whereas
I get
Knuckles
I like
secret.
privacy and anonymity in the first place, which is why Jackie and Stacy and Josh all have the picture right now. And while I sat here and said, yeah, you know what, one day I'm gonna have my picture there too. But right now, I got a meme as my picture.
You mean that's
And it's a
not what
cool
you look
meme.
like?
I know. I thought you looked like this. This is what you look like in real
I
life.
thought you were like this red seal looking thing for reals.
No,
I don't think it's
His
a
secret-
seal though.
it
Definitely does not look like a seal.
it's not. I think it's actually Knuckles from Sonic, but they cartooned him up.
Yes,
From
I've
me.
heard that.
The way
'Cause I
it
think
cuts
I've-
his legs off, it looks like he is like gliding through water.
Yeah. But I think I've actually seen the video where this is from.
Oh.
I think it's a YouTuber or something like that. I can't remember.
Many videos, but yes, there is one particular YouTuber that has many videos. I think I think it's a 4-parter that specifically, and then there's runoff episodes that also make a little altered appearance. But yes, I think it's fucking hilarious.
I think it's funny.
I love it. I've loved it since day one. So
It's also where the Glockatoo came from.
yes.
Mm.
Now, have you seen the Gabby Hanna stuff, Knuckles?
No.
Because That's my
I saw
second
some
rant.
of it when you guys were going over some of it, but I didn't even get home until like an hour later than when I was supposed to. So yeah.
Because I actually have never seen that live, the live stuff that she put up. That's the first time I've seen it. And wow.
It
Yes.
was a lot.
Just
I-
wow.
You usually don't see somebody make a story that's 8 minutes long, and
No. Nope.
No, you don't. But the thing is that the story that she's talking about, Rachel did make a video, but she never actually mentioned Jimmy's name. She just said a friend.
yeah, she didn't show his tweet or his
She
part of
didn't
the
show his
messages or
tweets.
nothing.
Nothing
Yep.
like that. She didn't show
Jimmy's
his
the
part
one
of the
that came
messages.
out. He's the one that
She
come
did.
out and admitted that it was him.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason I said his name is because he came out and said it was him. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said it.
Yeah, exactly. But that's it. It's just the thing that gets me. KJ annoys me because I can't work out why she does what she does.
I think
But
we're
with,
all in that same boat.
but with Gabby Hanna, she has a psychology degree, so I'm like, I know exactly why you're doing what you're doing. It's called manipulation.
True.
It's like she knows full well what she's doing.
Very true.
She has a psychology degree, so she knows what manipulation is. She knows what a narcissist is. She knows all these different terminologies. And I'm like, so you know how to play people.
That's exactly right.
And that's what annoys me. With KJ, she annoys me. But with Gabby Hanna, she makes me angry because I'm like, you know full well exactly how to play people. You know how to play people off against each other. And that's the reason why her fans are worse than KJ's fans. Because
That's true.
with Gabby Hanna's fans, they are literally manipulated into believing anything that she says or does.
Yeah, you're right. You are right. You
And
are
it's just
absolutely right.
I'm just
Like, shake it off. It's all good. Don't worry. She won't do it again.
You are sorry.
So it's like, shake it off. Don't worry. She won't do it again. Then goes and does it again and
But
again and
but this is what I'm like.
again.
She made a huge deal, an absolutely massive deal about that she was being hounded, that she was being hacked, this, that, and the other. And then she literally disappeared off the internet, and everyone was worried.
Yes.
Even Angelica Oles was worried.
Yes, she was.
And she made a video apologizing about everything.
And like I watched a little bit of Rachel Oles' video on it. I didn't finish the whole thing because I'm gonna have to be honest, poetry's not my bag.
Yeah.
No,
But she wasn't outwardly mean about the reviews at all. She
No,
wasn't
she
making
wasn't.
fun of what the subject matter was. She was like, this
She
doesn't
was-
sound like a complete thought. It sounds like you
Yeah.
quit writing halfway through.
exactly that, and it does read like that.
Yes.
This is the thing. What annoys me is Gabby went after. She does exactly what KJ does. She went after the female side of it, and I'm like, well, plenty of men made videos about that poetry book. Plenty of men made videos about how you acted, but you're not attacking them. You're attacking females, and I'm like, well, why?
You're absolutely right.
Why?
And Rachel Oates, I mean, she has a impressive amount of like 210,000 subs. But
yeah, she
that's nothing compared to what Gabby Hanna has, and nothing compared to some of the people that have also critiqued Gabby's books. And she was not at 210,000 subs when she first critiqued Gabby's books.
No, she wasn't.
That's true.
But it's just I don't.
Yeah.
She's starting to. She's going down the same path she went down before, but
She is.
it's come out of nowhere.
Well,
I
it's
didn't.
because it like worked for her last time in a way.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the Gabby Hanna's books that have been out for like a while now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
Gabby Hanna brought up the poetry book thing from like 6 months ago.
Yes. I thought that was. I thought it was longer than that, um, but somebody mentioned that she might have a new song coming out, and that's the reason why she's doing what she's doing. Which, in hindsight, from watching what Gabby does, it kind of sounds like that because every single time she's brought out a new book or a new song, she's had to follow it up with some kind of drama or some kind of,
That's true.
and it's just
Did you see her singing on Twitter today?
I didn't see her singing. I saw a tweet because I didn't watch her say it, but I didn't watch her singing it, but I saw the caption of it, and I was like, "That's a weird caption to put."
Yes, it is.
I was like, "That's a strange caption." I can't remember what the caption was now, but I remember it being a very sort of, "That's a strange caption," especially if you've got a young audience as
Yes.
well. And because one of the things that she tweeted today was, "I'm going to have sex with your mum and dad,"
Yeah. Yeah.
and I was like, "Who says that?
Exactly. Exactly.
Who says these things?"
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, didn't Lil Nas X or whatever say something about, screwing somebody's father and whatnot? But on the Gabby Hanna note, the whole thing with her singing, wasn't there I don't know if it was Wired or something else that did this whole like segment with her when she had that song, what was it, Monster or whatever?
The Genius interview. I remember that.
Ooh, yeah, genius.
Oh,
Can
yeah,
I
I
just say,
remember that.
like, oof. Like, I have mixed thoughts with Gabby Hanna, but
Yeah.
that song, oh,
I've actually listened to that interview, her singing that interview song, and then listened to the actual song, and she does exactly the same thing.
Oh my gosh.
When you listen to the song Monster and when you listen to the Genius interview, when she goes for the monster bit, she does screech it. She doesn't sing it. I mean, I'm no singing expert, but it's just like, okay. I mean, there's only one Gabby Hanna song that I liked and got, and that's the Medicate one. That's the only out of all the art that Gabby Hanna's put out. That's the only one I like.
And that is your prerogative.
It's the only song I like of hers. But that's just me.
And you have that right to like that song if you want.
Yeah, I mean, it's just.
You don't have to like everything Gabby Hanna does. I mean,
But the issue is, I think she wants people to like everything she does, and it's like, but that's not how things work. I mean, I'm a huge Steps fan, but that doesn't mean I like every song that they've done. There are songs that I don't like.
yes,
There are songs that I do like.
that's true.
It's about your preference of
All right,
the song.
Jackie, I found her 42-second song from today that I was telling you about.
Oh yes.
Oh, right now we're actually going to. Has it got the caption to it? Because I cannot remember the caption, but it's so weird.
Have you ever felt
That's
sad
the one.
lonely? Have you ever felt 2 feet tall? Have you ever thought, man, if only I was anybody else at all? They like to kick you when times get rough, and you give your all, But it's not enough, and sticks and stones might break your bones, but words can break your heart. And if you don't know where to go, I'll show you where to start. Kill yourself, it'll only take a minute. You'll be happy that you did it. Just go over to your oven and shove your head in it. Have you ever felt sad?
Wow.
Wow, that's a lot.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was her song from today that I was asking if you'd run across because it's pretty fucking disgusting, I thought.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't even really understand
Okay.
what she was saying. It was just a bunch of.
It was like lyrics. She sang a song like "The sticks and stones may break my bones," but that song, and just changed the words to it and sang it a little
She's
differently.
like, have you ever felt 2 feet tall? Have you ever felt like not enough even though you give your all? Like, very cliched stuff.
Yes, very, very, very.
Yeah.
Well, that's Gabby. I mean,
The only thing I was waiting for her to ask me is if I'd ever tried to shoot for the moon and land among the stars or something. Like, that was the only thing she was missing.
Oh, yeah.
It's part of me feels. I mean, as a time I said, I don't like the woman, but part of me feels like, is she going through something?
Maybe.
But that's where I'm a bit like. But then I'm like, this is where I'm like, yeah, I'm angry at her because, like, is she doing this to manipulate people? Because she does have the degree to, it's like she knows how to do it.
That's
You-
true.
You know what I mean? It's sort of like you can't tell anymore because she's done this so many times before to other people and manipulated people and been in people's DMs. And it's just like,
I mean, how
oh,
many times have her fans gone and attacked people
oh,
relentlessly?
I got an attack from her fans the other day. One of her fans.
Wow.
Yeah. Because and I managed to find the tweet that she put
I was
up.
gonna say, was it on Twitter? Because I have your tweets. Yeah.
Yeah. She put up a tweet saying, because I frankly don't give a F anymore. I think it's really lame that a bunch of non-creative, insecure, neurotypical people dragged my poetry for months for views on YouTube and TikTok instead of creating their own art. And the thing that really got me was she added neurotypical to it. And I'm like, as somebody that is an atypical person,
Yeah.
that you're creating division now because it's like,
Exactly.
I'm just like, you're creating division. It's like there was no need to put the neurotypical people into that because
Exactly.
not everyone's going to know what neurotypical means.
True.
And atypical, and I think there's neurotypical and neurodivergent. Sorry. And no one's going to know what those terms mean, but for the people that do, it's going to really annoy them because
That's
it's like,
true.
well, you're basically sitting there going, people who don't have a mental health disorder are attacking you for no reason, and it's like, no, they're not attacking you. They're calling out your art, and you have no idea that Gabby Hanna has no idea whether people like Angelica Oles and Rachel Oates have a mental health condition or not.
Exactly.
She has no idea.
And
But
people are allowed to give their opinions just like she's allowed to give her opinion.
Exactly. It's like I actually do have a poetry book out. I don't promote it, but I do have one. But if and somebody has critiqued it on Amazon, because that's where it is. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit there and go, oh, this person. I'm not gonna put this person on blast and go, oh, this person, go at them.
Yeah.
They are I think, if I remember it correctly, the person is a English teacher or something like that. If I remember their comment correctly, this was like 5 years ago. They're an English teacher, so they were critiquing the poetry that I put out and saying that it's very basic, which I agree with. My
Yeah.
my poetry is very basic because
Yeah.
that's my understanding of poetry is very basic. So the way I write poetry is very basic.
Yeah. And
But
yeah.
but I'm okay if someone wants to sit there and say that. Do you get what I mean? It's sort of like I'm not going to go, this person hates me. The person doesn't know me. If that makes sense.
And that's the thing is, I think she takes everything super personal.
Yeah, but I can understand where she's coming from. Her art is personal, and it's personal to her. Just like anything I
But, I
write,
mean, like,
anything.
she's completely ignoring all of the other book reviews and poetry reviews that this
Yeah,
person has done and acting like she's just, and like if Rachel Oates only ever talked about upcoming movies that are coming out and then one day reviewed Gabby Hanna's book out of the middle of nowhere, yeah, you'd be like,
that's a bit strange.
yeah, like
Yeah,
that's a tad bit odd. But
Yeah.
yeah,
the fact that I had to look for Gabby's video in a slew of all these other videos about reviewing someone's book or someone's poetry, it's not
because
a special event on her channel.
but
Exactly.
I think if I remember correctly, because I haven't watched Rachel Oates in a while, but I think Rachel actually has an English degree.
I
If I
think she
remember,
does too. And I know she's got some videos about how to write poetry better.
yeah. So I think she
Oh,
has.
okay.
So she has an English degree. So her, like Kataman had said, the person that wrote the comment on the review that I have is an English teacher. So from Rachel's perspective, what she did to Gabby Hanna's book and to others is she's breaking down the poetry, the what it like the technique, how it's done, and things like that.
Yeah.
She's not looking at the artist or what the artist feels. I mean, she does a little bit, but she's more looking at the technique and how it's written and how it's done.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of a review.
It is. It is.
All right. Well, I mean, someone that's gonna play devil's advocate here. All right.
Mhm.
So the whole thing is like, I get it. Not everybody has an English literature degree, whatever. So like, some people, their levels of understanding the English language or any other language that said literature might be out in,
Yeah.
it could very well be different. Like, obviously, if I
Yeah.
were to write a poetry book, it's not going to be on the same level as an English professor. But so I can kind of understand the difference there. But
No.
it's also up
Yeah.
to the author to not take that personally and be like, all right,
Yeah.
well, like, this is one person's opinion. Like, I also have other people who like the said book or whatever. So it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and Gabby's
that's
the one that sent her the book. She'd already reviewed one of her books
Yeah. That's what
Yeah.
makes it that's what makes it even worse because she sent her the second book to review and then caused drama
when she
because she
reviewed it.
reviewed it. And it's like, well, you asked for the review. Knowing for what? Part of me thinks that Gabby Hanna did that deliberately because she
for
knew.
publicity.
Yeah, she knew that was going to happen. She knew that Rachel Oates would review her book from an unbiased point of view.
And you know, as soon as she did that, every small channel went out and bought that book and did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So that worked for her.
Yes.
But I'm about to have to get off here, y'all.
Yes, same here. It was a lot of fun tonight, and
It was.
we'll be here next Wednesday with more rants.
Yeah.
You guys have any last words before you go?
Besides Apple,
Apple.
sucks.
60-ish.
Apple. Apple. What can my last words be? Just be happy and be, if you want to rant, rant. If you want to get things off your chest, you should be allowed to.
Yes. Well,
Always be yourself.
There you go. Well, it was great having you two, and we will see you both in Discord.
That you shall.
Yep. Any last words tonight for you, Stace?
Well, I want to thank everyone that watched and anyone that watches the replay. We really appreciate it. If you have anything you want us to rant about, leave us a comment down below. We'd love to see it. Like and subscribe.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night. I don't know if you could hear Dave. Dave said, thanks, everyone. Have a good night. And I hope everyone has a great week. And I will be on Friday. Try my hardest to be there. I might be a little late. But thank you for coming. Thank you for ranting with us. And remember, when you're here, you're among friends. And we're just ranting together because we can. And when you rant, you feel better. When you rant, you feel better.
All right. Good night, y'all.
Night.